Alright, welcome back, Treetop Garage. Got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. We had that Honda. My son actually did most of it. Had to swap a transmission out. He did that last night until early this morning. But he also worked on my car a little bit early in the morning. He just, I guess, felt energetic after being up for all night. And he finished kind of getting the nitrous stuff hooked up. The only thing he really didn't get a chance to do was put the actual nozzle that goes into the where the carburetor is. He didn't get a chance to do that because the hood's on it, but I don't have the hinges hooked up yet. So we're going to do that probably this weekend coming up. I need somebody to give me a hand putting the hinges actually on the hood. It's kind of weird how it does it. The hinges are built into the cowl in the back where the fenders go on. So in one spring loaded, it's kind of a pain to do by yourself. So, and I've also been kind of a little bit working on this 429. I'll give you guys a quick shot of that. And a kind of a hack that I kind of figured out too for these engine stands to keep stuff from dripping all over your floor if you're working with oil. So, right now, what I have to do, if you guys remember back a while ago, when I put the steering setup in here, the steering drag link that I put in as a Speedway one, that you kind of cut the length and thread to one end. And one side is reverse thread or left-hand thread, and one side is right-hand thread. So when I built it, I'll show you, I'll give you an example. So when I put it together, the one end, you obviously buy it. I bought a tap, and because I didn't have it's a fine thread 5/8, and I didn't have the right. Well, I guess they didn't send me the right one, or I didn't buy the right one, or I guess there's more than one fine thread 5/8, and I didn't know this. So I got the one that was the wrong pitch. So when I didn't realize that, so when I put it together to put it on the car, I got the tie rod, or the Heim joint, to go in not even halfway, and it wouldn't go no more. And the part of the way I did have to go in, I used a big screwdriver to turn it, because I was like, well, I'll just try to get it in most of the way, some of the way, and put the nut on. It should be okay, because I have plenty of room on this side for adjustment. You know, this is one side's reverse, so you can just turn this and it'll go in or out. So it didn't work out that way, obviously. The one side that's not adjustable anymore because of the wrong threads needs to work, because right now, the way it's set up, I have a little too much out on the passenger side where the tie rod hooks up to the spindle, or this steering thing hooks to the spindle. So I needed more adjustment. So I made this one a little shorter in this part. I threaded this one deeper. I think it's this one. Whatever one's right-hand thread. I threaded it a little deeper than last time. And I made sure I got the right tap, and I checked the threads on the tap and checked the thread versus the threads on this to make sure they're right. So this one should go in pretty easy. I got my tools out. I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to do it on camera. And we'll swap them. And I do want to check the alignment. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it today on this video, but I'll do it on a video. I want to recheck my alignment, make sure it's good. And then we're just about done with it. Other than getting the hood hooked up, the hinges, and I want to do some stuff on the inside, just cleaning up stuff. There's still like old school, like the original interior fabric and stuff that's like kind of hanging. I don't like that. I want to get rid of a lot of that. The ceiling still has a bunch of insulation on it that's falling off. I want to get rid of all that. I just want to kind of clean it up. I want to clean the windows. They're dirty. Stuff like that. So I'll go over the whole car in this video, show you what all I did, what everything looks like now. You may have saw the reel I put up, or the short I put up this morning. My son actually made that when he was out here early this morning before I even got up. I'll pause you. Be right back. The air compressor's going to be a nightmare. Alright guys, so I did get the old one out. I just took the two bolts off real quick. They're 5/8 grade 8 bolts, and we're using 5/8 nylock nuts. So this one, like I said, is I have to get this bracket off here. This is for the steering damper here, because I was having a little issue with death wobble, so I bought that. So we're gonna have to switch that out, but looks like this one might be probably okay. Might be a little long. So I'll go ahead and get this one. We need it. Oh. I might have to do a little adjustment on this thing. I just kind of eyeballed it. I really didn't do a whole lot of measuring. I measured obviously I measured the tube itself, but I didn't do any measuring on where it's going to sit. I figured I could just get it in here and check it out. So make sure my jam nuts are loose. And get this other side, which I can get from inside there. Or the fender well, I mean. I'm sorry, this is really hard to film underneath a car like this, but you can probably see what's going on for the most part. My bolts, my nut. This actually looks like it's going to be pretty good. Oh yeah, perfect. That was perfect. Alright, so you got to remember to tighten the jam nuts, but other than that, you just got to tighten her up. Should be good to go. On the steering anyway. And I do have to get that little bracket off there. I'll probably do that in a minute. Get some pliers and figure that out real quick. It shouldn't take nothing. So, I guess we'll tighten this up real quick. Sorry about the loud impact here in a sec. It's probably going to not be too loud, but... this is the easier one to get to. Straighten the fender well. Using my 15/16 and this crescent wrench because I can't find my 15/16 wrench. I don't know what happened to it. Yeah. That's good. And we'll go back under here and flop you guys around again. Hopefully I'm not blocking too much of it when I'm under there. Ugh. I got a creeper over there. I don't know why I don't need to be. I'm not really a creeper guy. Although I don't mind them when this floor is all cold and everything else. But now it's not too bad. Alright. I just gotta tighten up our jam nuts. We'll tighten this one up right here, over here. And reverse thread. So. Tighten that one up. Go over here and tighten the other one up. I didn't even knock the camera over with the air hose this time. Anyways, I did that one other time a long time ago. I think it was the last time I put this in I did that. I knocked the camera over with my air hose. Alright. Okay, we should be good there. Oh, by the way, these are the Heim joints. I went with a little bit better ones. I got the QA1 heavy duty Heim joints this time. Just because I figured they weren't that much more money really, but I figured I'd go ahead and get them. Plus they had them in stock. The other ones, they didn't have them in stock. One of them, I think. And the jam nuts, I forget what they are. Anyway, so I'm going to get this bracket off of there for the steering damper. I'll get that on there. I want to shim that steering damper back a little bit more, try to make it a little straighter. Because last time I was running into issues where the car would steer all the way one way, but not all the way the other way because of the stroke on that thing was weird. So I'd like to space it, get it as straight as possible. Before I had it at a real weird angle and it was not working out. So I'm going to pause you here. I'll get that bracket off of there and see if I can't find a spacer for that thing. Hold on a sec. Alright guys, so I got it kind of back all together. I got this thing spaced out a little bit. I got the wheels cranked all the way over that way and I let a little bit out. So we'll see what happens with the stroke. Put a nut on this thing. I got a washer, but I don't think it's the right thing, so let's go with this here. And then I got to tighten up. I put a spacer here to bring it more over to make it more as straight as I can make it. Wasn't really a whole lot else I could do with it, so just trying to make it straight so I don't run out of steering, which is what happened last time. This thing should be pretty much all the way in. Use a ratchet wrench for this would have helped better. Before I had this, I don't know if you can see it, before I had this thing on the other side of this bracket, and it was like running way over. And right away I knew that wasn't going to work. just do this for now. We'll check it. I still gotta check the alignment too, but I can wait on that. I just want to get this kind of all buttoned up. And I want to show you what else we're working on. I finally got I think my son decided what he's gonna do with that Pontiac. I think he's gonna actually do a gasser, which I was hoping he would, because I think that'd be pretty badass. So we talked about that a little bit while he was here last night, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So now we're just gonna tighten this guy up. This is all rubber mounted and everything over here on this side. I'm not sure that I'm going to need this stupid thing, but I figure I'm going to put it back on just in case. So that's all in. I got to do the alignment. I'll probably do that tomorrow. And I'll make a video on that. I'm probably going to do it like how I did it last time, but I think I'm going to do it 2 different ways. I think I'm going to do the whole tape measure with the angle on each wheel, tape measure on front and back. And I might also do the string thing just to verify. That's what I did last time, but I just want to make sure, because it looks like it just doesn't look like it's right. So I want to verify it. So let me pause you. I'll get out from under here, and I'll show you what else we got going on. So hold on, guys. Oh, we'll be right back. All right, guys. So what else have we been doing here in the last week? Well, as you could tell, I've been busy putting this car back together. This is the 49 Studebaker gasser. It's a Champion is the model. As you can see, we put the grill, headlights, all that stuff on. I think you may have seen some of that in the last video. I don't remember. But also put the hood. It's on there, but the hinges aren't hooked up, like I said. It's kind of sitting on there right now. Grill, this bottom valance that my buddy Troy over at Troy's Restorations fixed up for me. He did a video on that if you want to go check his channel out. He fixed that for me. And we got the oil transmission cooler back on. It's a little aluminum fin thing down there. And yeah, everything's all tight. I got a couple of bolts to tighten up that I just put in off camera. Or just some ones underneath on each side of the grill there on the bottom that need to be put on. So for the guys that haven't seen it, people haven't seen this thing too much yet. I can't open the hood, but it's a 283 and it's rebuilt, and I think it's got a mild cam in it, but it's nothing major. Fender well headers. It's got a Speedway front axle. It's an 8.8 Ford rear in it with 410. It's posi. And we built the exhaust here in the shop, actually off those Fender well headers. Just ran it out the sides. There's one on each side, of course. And did a bunch of body work and painted it a couple weeks ago. My buddy Troy came over and painted it. And yeah, so I mean, I did a bunch of work. Obviously, this thing didn't have any rear suspension other than the leaf springs. Actually, I pulled the rear end actually out of it because that's Terrence, by the way. The rear end needed the perches for the springs that were on it weren't welded in place. They were just kind of sitting in there, and they were all clamped together. But we pulled the rear end completely out, welded all the perches up, and I actually put air shocks in there so I could adjust the ride height a little bit better. And then the front axle was already in there, the Speedway axle, but the brakes were wrong, the brake rotors were wrong. The calipers weren't no good, they were all froze up, and I put shocks on it and got all the steering. I didn't have a steering box, didn't have a steering column when I got it. I did have one, but it was cut off, the original one, so I put a different one in. I'll show you that again in a minute here. And like I said, shocks, I put a steering damper on there that you guys saw earlier, and then ran all the brakes. It didn't have any brakes. I had to put a brake kit in it, and I actually had to put power brakes on it, and I put it with the pedal and everything, because I didn't have none of that either. I put all that in there. Interior is pretty much done. It's just a couple of race buckets and the back seat that came with it, which I'm not sure if it's even the right seat or not. But we've been busy. Well, I've been busy putting parts on there. I still have to clean up the rear bumper. It's a little bit, it's got some rust on some areas, but I think it'll clean up with some steel wool. And put the mirrors back on. I got the driver's side window, which wasn't even in there. I got that all fixed and working good. I got the garnish moldings attached good and everything. Sorry about that. So yeah, we got the driver's side window works now. And I didn't have the channel that went inside, so I got some stick-on foam, like for sealing up like a window, and I, you know, for a house, and I put that up in there so it has, the window has something to kind of seal up against for now until I find that channel. And also, there's supposed to be on the other side door has it. There's supposed to be a chrome piece that goes right here, which I don't have. So I think I might get some of that stick-on chrome edging stuff, which would be about the same as what's over there, size-wise. And just put that around here. This side is all good. The window works. It does have a little crack here, but it doesn't seem to be no big deal. Put the door handles back on it. By the way, anybody wondering, that tack is not original. Somebody painted it like that. It's not one of those Don Garlick's Dixco tacks. It's a super tack that somebody painted, which is kind of cool, so I left it. So anyway, so yeah, that's what we're working with right now. I actually bought some weather stripping to go where the trunk closes. I just have to put it in. That paint looks really good in the light. As you can see, it's got like a gold metal flake in it, which I'm sure I showed it before. It's hard to get on camera though, but it's a flat. It's from TCP Global is where I got it from. Yeah, it was like, I think the gallon kit with the reducer and whatever else. Not reducer. Was it a reducer or activator or hardener? I forget what it was. It was like 300 bucks. So anyway, so yeah, we've been working on that. Oh, I've been working on that this whole week. And also my son, if you guys saw the last video, I gave my son that Pontiac, 50 Pontiac Chieftain. And I was talking to him today, this morning before he left, about that car. And he says he thinks he's going to make a gasser out of it. So I think we're going to do a gasser there with that. But I think he wants to do it like a budget build, like find an old school, like they used to do back in the day, find an old school front axle out of a truck or something that's going to fit the frame. Get like maybe find a cheap Ford 9-inch or something. I'm not sure exactly what he wants to do. I don't know. I know he's got some engine choices he's thinking about doing, maybe a manual. I'm not sure yet. We were just talking about it this morning, so I'm not sure what all he wants to exactly do, but we're probably hopefully gonna be pulling that in. He wants to start doing some body work to it, so I think we're gonna pull it in here pretty soon and get the body work started on that. Probably in the front fenders and whatnot first. And I got some rear quarter sections you might want to put in too. So anyway, we also have been working on, I've been doing off and on here the last couple days. Get you around this thing, sorry about all that. I'm working on this 429 a little bit, trying to clean it up. I don't know what you could see. Let me tilt you down a little bit. So if you guys saw the other video, the cylinders had a little bit of surface rust on them. It wasn't horrible, but I'll show you with the light here. You can kind of see what I'm doing or whatever. But this one, well, I don't know if it's number one on here, but on a Chevy it'd be number one. The cylinder was like these other ones. You can see there's some rust in there. I took the hone and I cleaned it out. It took about a minute and a half. And I got just about all the rust out of it. I mean, there's a little bit of, like where the piston don't even go up as high, there's a little bit of a surface rust kind of thing I haven't really tried to get out yet, but I might work on it a little bit more. But anyway, I did also clean up this whole head gasket surface. Was rusty a little bit here and there. I just took a wire wheel on a grinder and cleaned it up real good. It's actually looking really nice now. And I cleaned up those top, the front and rear intake gasket surfaces on the front and back. Those came out pretty good too. So I'm just kind of messing around with it. I'm going to get more serious on this thing. Probably after this week. I'd like to get this other car done. It should be good here by the end of the week. So anyway, I want to talk about this real quick. So I've seen all kinds of people do all kinds of things so stuff don't drip out of these engine blocks when you're working on them onto the floor. I've seen people cut milk crates to fit over top of that frame on the engine stand. Well, I happen to have one of these drip pans, and I'm not even sure where you get them from. I got this one from work. And I just took a C-clamp and just clamped it onto the frame of this thing just to keep everything off the floor, because I don't really like a lot of oil and stuff on my floor in here. So that's been working like a charm so far. I did get a little bit of oil on it today on the pan, and it seemed to work fine. So we're going to continue with that. Anybody else? I don't know where you get these pans. You can probably find them on Amazon. I don't know what the size of it exactly is. Looks like about 2 foot by 2.5, 3 foot. I don't know. Maybe less. But, I mean, you could probably find some kind of pan similar to this pretty easily. Just for reference, this is the other side. This side's not as rusty. It's at a couple spots, but it's not horrible. Just a little bit here and there. The cylinders are about the same. Got a little bit of rust in them. And I know it doesn't show up on camera very good, but let's see if I can get a better visual for you, but probably not. I mean, you can't even see really how rusted they are, but there's a little bit of rust in there. It's all surface rust. It pretty much almost would wipe out. So I just took a hone just to clean it up. I want to see what it's going to look like. So we're going to continue with that, and then after I do this, I'm probably going to, I don't know, I'll probably work on the heads a little bit and see what the heads look like. So anyways, that's about all we got for today. I'm going to flip you around and just finish this video up real quick. Alright guys, so that's the wrap up on this video, I guess. Let me know what you think of this car, the Studebaker. Came out really good. It looks way better with all the stuff on it now. I got a lot more cleaning to do. I want to clean all the windows, and I got the grill still needs cleaned up and some other stuff in the back bumper, but we're getting pretty close to being this thing totally done. A little bit in the interior, but not much. Yeah, so don't forget about the giveaway. I meant to mention that earlier. 1,000 subscriber giveaway. If you go to the giveaway video, which I'll put in a link down below, if you comment and subscribe and comment on that video, you'll be entered to win a $300 gift card, one of my t-shirts, some stickers, and some other stuff. There'll probably be a runner-up as well. I'm not sure what the prize will be yet, but we'll see when we get closer. We'll figure it out. So, yeah, if you have not subscribed or checked the video, the giveaway out, do that. Like I said, you got to be you got to comment on the giveaway video to enter, and you have to be subscribed. Because I'm going to use the comments from that video, the giveaway video, to pick the winner. So, make sure you comment on the giveaway video, which I'll put below. Let me know what you think of this stuff going on here. What do you think I should do with that 429? Maybe I should. I'm almost thinking about maybe going 30 over. I think it's still stock. I measured the bore the other day. Once I clean that bore, and it's still stock. So thinking about maybe going 30 over, and maybe go with a different piston. I'm not sure yet, but I'm kind of open to ideas on that. I don't really want to spend a ton of money on it, but I do want to put some new parts in it. I'm thinking some bearings, gaskets, of course, and maybe a different cam. I don't know. We'll see what I do with end up doing with the pistons and stuff first. It's already got aluminum intake. It's already got cam gears instead of a timing. It's got timing gears instead of a timing chain, so that's already good. And we got like I said, the heads. I'm probably gonna do some work to the heads, maybe scoping them up a little bit and smooth them out. Nothing crazy. So, anyways, guys, all that being said, oh, the nitrous. My son did wire up all the nitrous stuff last night, early this morning. All I gotta do is put I think I already mentioned, all I gotta do is put the jet part of the nitrous into where the carburetor is. So I don't know if I mentioned all that yet. And he actually routed the purge. If you guys saw the reel or the short, he routed the purge up through where the radio antenna would go. So that was kind of cool. So thanks for watching, guys. Kind of probably a lengthy video. I don't know how long it's going to be yet because I haven't watched it. But I appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate all the subscribers. You guys, if you haven't done it yet, go check out that giveaway video. Be subscribed and comment on that to get entered in that. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.